Thame in Oxfordshire is a vibrant, thriving and historic market town. The charter for the weekly market goes back 800 years and the town was fought over during the Civil War. The High Street is the beating heart of the town, with the imposing town hall right in the centre and many historic buildings along its whole length. At the millennium, the town was not fulfilling its true potential. But then, 10 years ago, 21st century Thame was established with three aims: to keep Thame prosperous, to bring footfall to the town, and to set up sustainable activities. Numerous other groups began to flourish, all keen to pick up on these aims, including a food festival, an arts and literature festival, the new museum, development of the theatre and cinema facilities, and many more. But the most innovative and far-reaching action taken by the town has been the development of the neighbourhood plan in 2013. Thame's MP, John Howe.
I think the important thing about Thame is that people want to keep it as a market town. They've seen the importance of the high street, and the neighbourhood plan, for example, includes the importance of the high street in it. Thame's neighbourhood plan came about because the people of Thame decided that they wanted to take advantage of the opportunity that the government was issuing them. And that's an opportunity to share in the planning process with the district council. And the people of the town got together and put the neighbourhood plan together on the back of that.
Although facilitated by the town council, the plan reflects the thoughts and feelings of local people with a real interest in their community and sets out a vision for the town for the future. Town Clerk Graham Hunt.
On my third day as Town Clerk, I was in this room in the chamber supporting a meeting that was discussing a particular new development, and the chamber was packed. The community wanted their say, and they all came along. They came along in force to actually have their say. I think the important thing about the neighbourhood plan is that it's a really broad plan. It doesn't just look at where you're going to put the houses. It also looks at sustainability. It looks at green living. It looks at the sports facilities that are needed. It looks at the community centre that's required. It looks at what are the needs for business.
Thame's neighbourhood plan won a Planning Excellence Award for the town, and when the referendum on its adoption was put to the people, more than 3/4 voted in favour. At the beating heart of the High Street is the wide range of mainly independent shops, restaurants and pubs. And, of course, the market.
95% of the traders on here are professional traders. This is what we do. We don't do it because we can't do anything else. We do it because we love the job. This is a great job if you don't mind working. Would the town be worse off without the market? Yes, everybody would lose. This is a win-win market. Everybody wins. The town wins, the public wins, the traders win, the shop wins. This isn't win-win, this is win-win-win-win-win.
And earlier this year, the Princess Royal visited the market to help celebrate its 800th anniversary and unveiled a plaque to mark the occasion. Thames High Street has one of the highest occupancy rates in the country. Shops thrive in Thame. Here are just a few of them, all renowned for their great range of products and personal, friendly service. As well as great shops, Thames High Street has some great pubs and restaurants as well.
Why do you think Thame is a good market town? What makes it successful as a market town?
It's got a really good pub at the end of it.
We're based in a few market towns, but this is the only market town we've actually got 2 pubs in, and so Thame for us was a real attraction. It has been for me as well.
One of the most innovative and successful developments seen on the High Street in the last few years is the annual Thame Food Festival each September. Festival patron, Lottie Duncan.
started it 8 years ago.
Right.
Okay, I came on board 5 years ago, and it has grown and grown and grown from 6 small stalls around the Thame Town Hall. This year, I know for a fact we have 207. So we've got 207 stalls going the length and breadth of the high street. I think what really makes it different is the fact that we have it in the high street. Because we maintain it in the high street and it's free to go to, I think that's what makes it so different. People don't have to pay to come here.
You have some pretty big names involved, including Raymond Blanc, who's local.
Yes, we have the lovely RB, as we call him, who's just down the road at the Manoir. They supported us from the beginning. They are incredible, the Manoir. They've done nothing but be fantastic to us, so we really appreciate all their support. And we hope that continues, and we certainly would always want to have an involvement with the lovely Raymond Blanc.
As well as food for the body, Thame has food for the mind as well, with the 3-day Thame Arts and Literature Festival in October. Festival directors Yvonne Maxwell and Louise Pattinson.
I was very aware of a lot of talent around here, in terms of music, drama, authors, writers, both amateur and professional, and it just struck me that Thame was the ideal venue for something such as TAL, as we call the Thame Arts and Literature Festival, and 7 years later here we are.
And it's not just a literature festival like the one in Oxford where we were both involved, but it's arts as well, so it appeals to a huge range of people.
We're very accessible, and it's quite an intimate festival. Authors often asked to come back. They actually like being part of the festival. We give them a very warm welcome. Our prices are relatively low in comparison with other festivals.
I think one of the great things is that we have lots of venues within the town as well, so that depending on which event you come to, you can either be in the Thame Museum, which is a wonderful thing and a lot of people may not have discovered as yet, or you can be in the town hall, or you can be in the Spread Eagle Hotel, or you can be in one of the churches. So we use lots and lots of different venues, so the whole of the town is involved in many ways, and being a venue is one of them. So lots and lots of different organisations help out, don't they?
Absolutely.
But of course, Thame has many other community events throughout the year. Music in the Park takes place in Elms Park, just off the High Street, with many local bands and performers. The First Thursday Music Club is on regularly at the James Fig, again featuring local talent, and the long-established Towersey Folk Festival has moved into Thame. Then there is the annual 3-day fair that takes over the High Street, Christmas lights switching on event, and the primary school lantern parade. Local company CPM sponsor the 10k run through the town, and the Round Table sponsor the annual duck race. June sees Thame Carnival with a parade through the town, and there are regular French markets in collaboration with our French twinning town, Montesson, and, most important, the annual Thame Tidy Day, when lots of local groups help clean up the town. A long-held ambition was finally realised when Thame's museum was opened. David Dodds, one of the museum's trustees, explains.
The museum was officially opened in 2007, but it goes back to 2003 when we learnt that the previous owners, the County Council, were intent on selling it. And it was acquired, and work then started on transforming it from a courtroom into the museum you see today. And it was helped greatly by a grant from the District Council.
Other new developments in the town include the new library, first to be built in Oxfordshire for 20 years, with its bright, well-equipped interior and facilities. And the Players Theatre in Nelson Street, just off the High Street, has seen a £200,000 development to improve the stage and auditorium with more seats, better sightlines and up-rated technical facilities. Another community initiative has been the Thame Remembers campaign, whose aim is to commemorate the centenary of World War I by researching all the names on Thame war memorials for all conflicts, and to discover more about their lives, to identify the location of their grave or memorial, and place a Thame Remembers cross on each resting place, wherever in the world that may be. Thame is indeed a vibrant, thriving and historic town, and as well as being a great place to live, work and shop, it's also a fascinating place to visit. Several initiatives have been taken to encourage visitors, including the 12 Thame cows around the town centre, which provide a quirky aid to what's going on in the town, and Thame's own blue plaque scheme to commemorate where some of the more famous inhabitants live, such as B.G. Robin Gibb and poet W.B. Yeats. Then there are the brass markers in the pavement to help those following the historic walking trail. And of course, Thame is one of the most frequently used locations for the long-running ITV show Midsummer Murders. A walking trail of those locations has been developed, and guided tours have become increasingly popular. So that's Thame, a market town like no other. A special community with a fascinating history, a vibrant, friendly feel to the town, and simply a great place to be. But the final word should be left to the people themselves, those who live, work, shop and simply visit the town, beginning perhaps with the town's mayor, Nicola Dixon.
I think our high street is fantastic. Not only have we got the beautiful town hall, which is right in the middle of the high street and makes a really good focal point for just where people need to be and obviously where they can congregate, and that's where our information point is. But it's beautiful. If you spend 5 minutes walking through Thame and just look around, it is a fantastic place to be. Everyone really cares about the town. Everybody wants it to be a nice place to be.
Yes, it's a great place to come. It's beautiful. The shops are all different. And older shops that have been here for quite a long time, so they do a bit more variety of things. So
yeah.
It's a good place to come shopping, and for tourists I think it's quite nice.
But the one thing I like about it is, the whole variety of small shops you can go to.
Yes.
So he said he's not been here for 20 odd years, he fancies a pork pie. So we looked in the co-op, then we looked at Wren's, but we went for, I've got his name now. Hewitt. I said Hewitt. Yes. Hewitt's the butchers. And so we're going to taste of that, but that sort of thing you can't get in a number of places.
No.
Well, it's a small town. I mean, it has a good high street, and it still has character, and all shops, and it's not been taken over by big brands and sort of things, and they haven't placed a huge car park in the middle. So you still have nice houses and character.
Yeah.
Great.
Thame's quite a special place in itself, as in the atmosphere the town gives itself from the buildings and from what it's got on its high street. So the high street is actually used as a high street.
By the time I get to the top of the high street to work, I've said hi to about 30 people, and it's almost like the high street, as in say hi to people, because you know so many people, shopkeepers, shop workers, councillors, friends, clients, and it's that real community feel. So yeah, Thame is high street.
Coffee,
yeah,
gentle walk around, free parking,
yeah,
pleasant shopping, something individual.
But it's got everything you want, and it's a nice, we were just saying about Prezzo around the corner, it's a nice family place.
Yeah.
And you just get that warm feeling. It's almost like something out of a TV programme. I mean, Midsummer Murders are filmed around here, and you almost get that feel when you're walking down the high street.
There's everything you need, within walking distance, which is great, but most of it's not what you'd get on an average high street. It's quite individual.
I visit a lot of market towns in my business, and I actually live in another market town, and I wish the town I lived in was Thame.
I'm an enthusiastic guy, and their enthusiasm impressed me as well. And I thought, well, if Thame's enthusiastic, then I'll be enthusiastic for Thame.
Here, it's remarkable. I think everybody's friendly. Everybody wants businesses to succeed, and everybody supports local businesses. So I think it's a fabulous area. I really do.
It has remained true to its roots in that sense, whilst not being mired in them. So I think Thame is fantastically good at looking forward and finding new avenues through which to use its traditional strengths.
This is a beautiful town. Not only is it a beautiful town, but there is so much going on.
We need to keep this market town traditional, as well as obviously we need to improve on certain things and keep it going, but we've got a uniqueness here because we've got a good structure of shops and facilities, and it still holds its tradition, which is the perfect package, I think.
It's just a perfect town centre. I've been to loads of market towns over the years, and Thame's the best one yet.